Grand Rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am be flawless to God. And this morning, I'm going to be talking about why circumstances do not matter when it comes to manifesting your every desire. Now, I created a brief video yesterday, just touching briefly on this topic, right? But just want to add some more to it today, right? Why circumstances do not matter when it comes to manifesting your every desire, right? And the reason why circumstances do not matter is simply because they don't matter, right? You are in control. I am in control of our thoughts and our feelings, right? So if the circumstances is over here, the problem is over here, but the solution is over here, and you are putting your focus over here constantly on the circumstances, right? That is what you're going to create more and more. You're going to create more and more and more of that, because where attention goes, energy flows. Wherever you put your attention consistently, it will expand and grow, right? It will expand and grow. So if you're over here focusing on the circumstances, right, continuously, it's going to expand and grow, and the solution, which is over here, will tend to dissolve, right? Now, if you do the opposite and shift your attention over here, where the solution is, right? Consistently, the solution, it will expand and the circumstances will dissolve. It's simple as that. I know it's simple, but still it's not easy. It could be very challenging, right? Because most of the time, like, especially like when we have an intention, and we set our intention, and we do not see it as yet in the 3D reality, but the circumstances now is right here, right in front of our face, almost every single day. It's not easy and it's challenging, right? Because we tend to get drawn into it, right? But the key is just not to give up, right? The key is not to give up. Because circumstances, it does not matter. So let's say you set the intention for a particular job, or a specific person that you admire, or whatever the case might be, right? Or probably trying to get an ex back who might probably move on and have someone else or something, right? Know what it is that you really, really want. If it is whatever it is that you really, really desire and that you really, really want, you just set your attention on that and stay focused and persist in it, right? Because whatever is going on here on the outside, right, that has no power over what it is that's actually going on in the inside, internally, right? Because as you will know by now, the outside is a reflection of the inside. So whatever state you put yourself in, right, whatever you are focusing on, right, and you're creating, that is your own world. That will become your own world. That is what you will experience. So if it is the job that you want that you don't think that you are deserving of, or the specific person, or the ex, or whatever the case might be, or the money, or the health, because you might be sick right now and it's the health that you want. If you put your state into the desire that it is that you want consistently, even if you waver a bit, as it would say all the time, even if you waver and have doubts, there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you can have waver and doubts, say like 40 times, right? But the other 60 times now, you are more focused and consistent and on being in the state of the wish fulfilled, it will still manifest, because it's all about your most dominant feelings and thoughts, right? So it's what you give your attention to consistently. And whatever intention you set for whatever it is that you desire, right? But you may not think that you're deserving of it, or the circumstances may tell you different, right? As long as you set that intention and you go straight to the end and you live in the end, and you can see it, you can speak it, or you write about it, right? And you already feel as though you're that person, you're that man and that woman that already has their desires. Whatever circumstances arise, it does not matter the circumstance, right? Whatever circumstances that are there, or whatever circumstances that may arise, as long as you stay focused on your intentions, right, you will manifest it. The infinite intelligence knows best, because sometimes certain things come up, right? That is the total opposite of our intentions. Like, you may be setting your intentions every single day. You know, you're feeling good. You're walking as though you're the man and the woman that already have their desires. And then all of a sudden something happens that is the total opposite of whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. Right? And as I say all the time, I see this here as a test. And it happened to me many times. Right? That is just a test now to see if you will give up. Right? But don't worry about that. Just don't give up. Whatever it is that you see in your mind, do not stop until it is hardened into fact. If something else arises, that is not your manifestation, that is not your concern. And I know, again, it can be challenging, but just stay focused. Try to keep yourself in that state of the wish fulfilled as much as possible. Because usually what happens when the opposite does arise, right, or it looks as though it's the opposite of whatever is happening, or whatever circumstance it is, as long as you persist, right, soon, your vision will materialize soon after that. As whatever is the opposite that probably arriving, or whatever you see as the opposite of your manifestation, as long as you persist, right, and do not give up, shortly that's when the manifestation arises. In most cases, I'm not saying it's gonna happen all the time, but in most cases, it usually does. That's like how they say, some things before you get a breakthrough, you may a lot of things tend to go wrong, that you start to lose certain things. But that's just how it works. And where attention goes, energy flows, right? Circumstances does not matter, right? So you want to travel to a particular place where you may be broke right now. You probably don't even have a visa or anything like that. As long as you can see it in your mind, you go to the end and you live in the end. Now, this place could be Egypt, Africa, Hawaii, whatever. It does not matter wherever it is that you want to go, right? And you may live thousands and thousands of miles away, and you may be broke, have nothing. That's how powerful the imagination is. As long as you can envision it and live in the end and persist in it, no matter how long it takes, right? And continue to see it and envision it, write about it, speak about it, it will manifest. Because the more you persist in it, the more you will believe it, and the more you become confident and satisfied in it. It will then become like second nature. It's like, you already know that you have it, even though it's not here in the physical reality. You might want a particular thing, and somebody tells you no. You know, they're going down dead hard. No, you can't get this thing, right? And that happened to me um a while back when I was trying to manifest a check that they told me I was not entitled to, and they told me so on more than one occasion, and they stuck with that vision, and the check did come. So whatever you imagine, right? Whatever you believe truly, and whatever you set your intentions on, no power on earth can stop it from becoming so. Because when you continuously set your intention on something, you put yourself into that state. Or even if you're focusing on the opposite, but then you catch yourself, and then you shift, back into the state of whatever it is that you desire, right? You're in that state, and when you're in that state, and you could persist in being in that state, right? Whatever is on that frequency of the state that you are in, that will be a part of your world. So people and things and places will be a part of your world. If your attention is on hate, depression, sadness, anger, all those things, that's where your focus is on. More of that is gonna expand, and that is gonna be a part of your world. You're gonna meet people on that frequency. Certain situations will arise on that frequency. Now, if you are in this state of happiness and joy and bliss, wealth, riches, health, the people will resonate on that frequency. The people that resonate on that frequency will be a part of your world. That's how it works. Now, I'm not saying now that because you're in this state now of love and bliss and peace and joy, that the opposite will not arise. Right? It will, but it's how you handle it. Even if you take your attention off here and go there, but then you could catch yourself and then come back here. Every time you go over here, you catch yourself and come back here. But try to be here as much as possible. Let here be your most dominant feelings and thoughts. Right? Because the more you're over here, the more what's over here will dissolve and then eventually vanish. Right? So I know circumstances can be a bit challenging because these circumstances are right here in our face in the 3D reality. And whatever it is, the intention that we set, it's on another dimension, it's in another dimension on the higher plane, you know. And because we don't see it with the physical eye, sometimes that's what brings about the worry and the doubts and the disbelief, right? But as I say, because the dream world is the real world, the spiritual world is the real world. So the more you can center yourself and actually feel this thing, the more you go within, right? The more realistic it will become and feel. And when it does manifest, it'll become like, it'll be like second nature. So stay in the wish fulfilled as much as possible. Just do it daily, as much as you can, not out of anxiety, to build resistance, but just keep yourself there for the most part. Even if you waver a bit, there's nothing wrong with it. But just keep yourself for the most part centered and in the state of the wish fulfilled. Whatever state you are in, it will determine the people you will meet, and certain things you will experience. Right? And as I said before, even though you're in the state of bliss and peace and joy, it doesn't mean that other situations and tests won't arise, but it's how you deal with it. Right? So circumstances do not matter. Where attention goes, energy flows. Right? If you focus on these circumstances and the obstacles, you're going to create more of that, and more of that is going to expand. Right? But if you can shift and put yourself in the state of what it is that you want, because you are the co-creator, you are the boss, don't forget. You run this shit, not the other way around. Right? You run this shit, and you are in charge. So take control. Let your intentions, whatever it is that you want deeply and you desire, right? Let that dominate. Let that dominate your whole being. Okay? So circumstances do not matter. You don't care what the circumstances is. If they tell you no, you want it to be a yes, it can be a yes. Right? Circumstances don't matter. It's all about you and what you want and what you give your attention to. And give your attention to whatever it is that you want. And keep yourself in that state for the most part. Alright? So I just hope this video was of help to you. Those of you who are watching, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so as yet. Feel free to click the notification bell as well for more videos to come. Alright? I am Be Floss to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings. And do have a blessed day and do have a blessed weekend. Alright? One love.